Welcome to another episode of Cosmic Conversations. I am your hostess, Marla Martenson, and guess what we're talking about today? Dreams. Dream. I'm with Jason DeBord, dream expert. Hey, Jason, how are you doing?
Hi, Marla. I'm doing great. And thank you for having me back on your show. I love being here.
Yeah, you were on, I don't know if it was a year or two ago, but we've got the new and improved Jason looking slender and lean and mean and fantastic.
Yeah, it took a little weight off. It's funny, I reviewed our last video and I was almost embarrassed because I had a low-tech video set up. My face had all the extra weight on it and everything. So I have, this is Jason 2.0 here.
It is. You are, and you know, I'm a matchmaker, so immediately I thought, is this guy single? I've got to match him up, you know?
I found my soulmate and we've been together for 10 years.
Oh.
And funny enough, it was a dream that helped me to find her and realize she was the right one for me.
Oh my gosh, okay, we got to hear about that. So you guys, just to let you know, if you don't know who Jason is, he began interpreting dreams 20 years ago while in college studying journalism and government, and they provided answers that he needed to figure out his direction in life and have continued to guide him to health, happiness, love, and meaning. And he's the author of the book Dreams 1, 2, 3, and I think another book which we'll talk about. So how did the dream help you find your soulmate?
You know, there is a process that dreams help you to go through to really discover your most inner and authentic self. And I shouldn't say so much a particular dream. It was a process that I went through of personal transformation that was led in part by my dreams and also through meditations. And I had an experience that was very dreamlike, but I was awake. I used to teach yoga, and as part of yoga, we would meditate. So it was one of these days where I'd spent, I'd taught 2 classes and I had meditated. So I had about good 3 hours of just Yeah. And I got home from work and I had the little voice in my head said, go somewhere and meditate. And my first thought was, haven't I done enough of that already today? And I got down into just basically closed my eyes, and my mind's eye was pulled out of my head, and it was pulled into a scene where I saw someone from the distant past who had been part of my life. Mm-hmm. And I recognized her right away through her eyes as someone I had just met and started dating. And through that experience, I was able to recognize that she was someone who was a soulmate in the sense of that we had shared a past life together and we'd been brought together again. And with that information, it helped me to make better decisions with our relationship, because at that point I was playing the dating game.
Yeah.
It was all fun and games, and it made me realize that there was something much deeper that was going on there, and that I needed to get out of dating game mode and get into soulmate true love mode. In other words, treat her with more respect and treat the relationship with more respect. And It's 10 years later. We just had our 10-year anniversary, and everything's going really well. And I know that the last 10 years have confirmed for me that experience was true, that it was real, and that there is guidance that comes from deep within you, whether it's through dreams or other dreamlike experiences that can help you connect with your truest and most authentic self.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you talk about phrases such as find my dream guy, find my dream girl, so that they can be more than just figures of speech, right? I mean, what kind of deeper truth does this suggest? Because it is kind of interesting how we say that, I want to find my dream man or my dream woman.
Yeah, and people tend to lose sight of the fact that there is a deeper truth or wisdom to this. I think that this idea of a dream guy or dream girl has penetrated so deeply into popular culture. I mean, you do hear it everywhere, because we know that through our dreams, our sleep dreams, our nightly dreams, that we are going through a process of preparing for love, preparing for that person who is the ideal mate for you. Because that's really what a dream guy, dream girl, that's really what that phrase means, is finding the right person for me. And so with dreams, you are going through a 2-part process. You have the sort of nightly preparation that goes on of just connecting with that true and authentic self that's deep inside of you. Your dreaming mind has this big picture perspective of you and your life. And it's one of the reasons why we dream is to learn and to grow. So the more that you can learn and grow as a person, the better prepared you are for love when that time comes and you meet that person. There's also a deeper process, I think, that goes on in that we have a way of resonating from deep within ourselves and attracting people to us who resonate with us. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to meeting the love of your life, you can resonate out in a way and attract that person to you. But here's the thing. The dreaming mind has this big picture perspective, and it knows if you are ready or not. It's kind of like Santa Claus knows if you've been naughty or nice. And when you look underneath the Christmas tree, guess what present you're getting? You're going to get what, I don't want to say what you deserve. You're going to get what you are ready for. And if you are not truly ready for love, then what you will attract to yourself are experiences that make you ready for love. And in some cases, those could be painful experiences, because if you were wounded inside, the dreaming mind has this perspective that says, well, if you break a bone, it'll grow back stronger. Mm-hmm. And you might be looking at it and going, no, I don't want to be broken again. But the dreaming mind says, look, we'll get through this together. And when you are done, you'll be a stronger person and you will be ready for love. And when you are, hey, you know how this works, Marla. You have this magical way of attracting the right person to you, but you first have to be giving off the right vibes.
That's right, because if who we meet is matching our frequency. So if we're thinking, oh, I only attract jerks, or how women will say that, or guys who cheat on me or something, we're putting that frequency out. We keep attracting the same type of person over and over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if you have something from your dreams that appears to be someone who's the right kind of person for you, you can begin with that imagery. We all have this deep structure in the psyche. In women, it's called animus. In men, it's called anima. These were terms that were coined by Dr. Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychiatrist and dream guru. And Jung said that we have this deep, deep part of ourselves that appears in our dreams as the ideal mate. And that is really the first place where you have that sort of bonding. It's where you find the love. You find it inside of yourself first. That anima or animus figure can act as sort of a model for what you are looking for in the real world. You want to be careful about confusing the two, but I have found many examples of people who are looking for love and they find it first in their dreams, like with the ladies out there with an animus figure. Mm-hmm. He's like the ideal guy. He doesn't have to be like Tarzan perfect or Fabio perfect or whoever's the ideal guy these days. Right. But he has this way of helping you develop yourself as a woman. It helps you to develop more masculine characteristics, that sort of assertiveness and aggressiveness and strong opinions and those things that men have that they use in the world to be able to make their way in it. Women are just as capable of having these characteristics in themselves. It's just that they're not generally as part of their sort of bringing as they're training in their gender, to train, the process that we all go through. As I learn to be a man, you learn to be a woman. Like there's another process that can go on where you grow and fill out as a person. And that comes through this training that you have in your dreams as a sort of virtual reality where you connect with this deeper part of yourself, the anima or animus. And that's what prepares you. It makes you ready to have that relationship in your outer life. So basically what I'm saying, Marla, is look inside first before you look outside of yourself for the love that you want.
Right. That's interesting. And then what if sometimes we'll dream about exes, or even if we're with a partner or married or whatever, you'll dream about these other people, like in a romantic situation, but then you're really not interested in him that way anymore or something. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and as a moderator at the largest online public forum for dreams at reddit.com, I encounter these dreams a lot, and I wrote about them on my website at dreams123.net. It's a very popular post, or dreams about your ex.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about something that can stir you up. It can be years later, and you dream about the person, and you go, wait, they're not on my mind.
Right.
They're not in my life anymore. You could even have moved on into a new relationship that is, let's just say, it's better for you.
Right.
And you go, well, why am I dreaming about my ex?
Yeah.
And what I find is oftentimes it's because either A, there's part of you that is still stuck in the past in that relationship, or B, that there's something that you can learn from that experience that's going to help you now in the present time. Sometimes it can even just refer to the time of life that you spent together with that person. And there's something going on now that's reminding you of what happened back then.
Mm-hmm.
I just had this the other day with a woman who said, hey, I'm dreaming about my ex and I can't figure out why. And I said, well, think about that time of life and what it was like and what you were experiencing personally. Is there anything that's happening now that could be sort of a trigger for the dream? And what she made the connection is she goes, I was very depressed back then, and I've been starting to feel depressed again. And I went, oh, here's a connector for you. Mm-hmm. I have another example for you, Marla. There was a woman who dreamed that there was an unrequited love that she had years ago, and suddenly he appeared in her dreams, and she wondered why. And I used the same sort of questioning process with her. I said, will you look into what's going on now that could connect with what happened, what was going on back then? And it turned out that she had met this guy through Tinder, the dating app.
Yeah.
And after things went south in their relationship, she uninstalled Tinder from her phone. Guess what she had just done before the dream? She had reinstalled Tinder.
Okay.
So in a way, her unrequited love was associated with the Tinder app. So there are many ways that dreams can connect the past with the present, and they can use your ex simply as a symbol for something that is from the past, from that time of life.
And what about someone inserting themselves into your dreams unknowingly, like if they're really thinking about you or something?
You can have that happen whether you're dreaming or awake. Mm-hmm. And I know that there is this part of the mind that is deeper than the surface layers of the mind. It's a root level of the mind that connects everyone together. And we have terms for it like collective consciousness, or the collective unconscious is what Carl Jung called it. The unconscious mind is where your dreams are created. And this part of your mind actually is shared with everyone collectively. There's sort of a compartment within it that is your own personal level. But then there is also this other compartment that is a shared level. And you can resonate out through the collective unconscious and actually connect mind to mind with other people and even share dreams with them. I used to think I'm a very conventional dream interpreter. I've been through the clinical study of dreams, but also the tradition of dream interpretation that goes back thousands of years. And I've tried to approach both sides of it. As you dig into this subject and you look at thousands of experiences of dreaming from a personal perspective and from a collective perspective, you find many, many stories of people who have these shared dreaming experiences that it can't be explained conventionally. You really have to dig into this nature of the deep layers of the mind and how they all connect together to be able to understand it. And I tell you, Marla, I have found some examples that it is almost ridiculous to try to explain them away as anything other than a shared dreaming experience between two individuals. I've got an example that I think is fascinating. Do you want to hear about it?
I do, yeah.
Great, because I want to share this. This is a fascinating experience that someone shared with me. He came to Reddit and he said, I had this dream about this woman close to my age And we really hit it off in the dream, and it was a long dream. We exchanged all this information. There was a really good vibe between us. So I wake up and I wonder, like, wow, that felt like it was more than just a dream. When you pay attention to your dreams night after night, you get a sense for the ones that really stand out to you. And when you have those kinds of dreams, you really want to focus in and ask, well, why is this? What is this tingly, spidey sense that I'm getting? Well, a few weeks go by and he kind of forgets about the dream. He says he was walking down the aisle in the grocery store and walks past the woman that was in his dream. He did not know her. They had never met. And he said that he remembered her name from the dream, and he said it out loud as a question. I mean, Marla, imagine you're walking down the aisles just kind of picking some corn and off the shelves or whatever, and some guy walks past you and he goes, Marla, and he said her first name as a question. And she turns around and looks at him and she's like, do I know you?
Uh-huh.
And then he says her last name, Marla Martenson.
Wow.
And she's like, yeah, that's my name. How do we know each other? He's like, we must have met at a party or something. So they strike up a conversation, they exchange phone numbers, and they start getting together for coffee and stuff like that.
Right.
And weeks go by and they've developed this really good friendship. He said that he wanted to test something from the dream, that during the dream, not only did he get her first and last name and what she looks like, she told him in the dream about an accident that she had that required hospitalization. He said that he brought it up to her one day without telling her that he finally had to confess to her that he had seen her in a dream, and he thought, man, she's going to freak out because it sounds like stalker material, right?
Right.
She's like, no, I have these kinds of dreams too. And so he tells her, well, in the dream you told me that you'd been hospitalized after you injured your back. He said that she turned around, pulled up her shirt, and showed him the scars on her back from that experience. So how do you get all of this information through a dream? And it turns out to be accurate. First and last name, the appearance of the person, the fact that she was hospitalized, and that they encountered each other a few weeks after he had the dream. There is something deeper at work there.
That sounds like something out of a movie. I mean,
it really does, yeah.
Jason, thank you so much for stopping by. This has been such a fascinating conversation. And everybody, Jason's links are below. And let me know, do you have some crazy dreams, or do you have something you want interpreted? What's your dream life like? Do you remember your dreams? Some people say they don't even remember theirs. So I'd love to hear about it. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, much love.